Hey beautiful friends, my name is Jackie Alves. Welcome into my channel. Today we're going to be talking about some great makeup tips that are going to modernize your routine, but also give you some really quick ways to do that. So it won't be over the top. It's not going to take a lot of time. We're going to talk about some long wear techniques like my favorite foundation and setting spray, along with a great cream concealer that's going to help your eyes stay moist underneath, because I'm on the go today. I'm hopping a plane. I'm headed to Las Vegas for an intensive makeup artist course I'm actually taking with a friend of mine. So I'm going to show you ways to look good quickly on the go and something that's going to last all day while implementing some new kind of next level modernized tips to your everyday regular routine. You guys stick around. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side. All right, my favorite water-based primer and long-wear foundation combo by Jafra Cosmetics. Gonna slap these suckers on real quick, and with a foundation brush, just get a pretty decent buildup right through the middle. Gonna be traveling a lot today, but on an airplane. So usually I'm driving around. Today I'm gonna be flying around. So yeah, I just want my foundation to last because I still wanna look good when I get there. And a super lightweight powder set with translucent powder. I'm gonna take this one today because it's a compact and I can just throw it in my bag and touch up later if I need to. I never know what's gonna happen to my skin on a plane. Sometimes it winds up looking dry, and sometimes when I get there I look like a super grease ball. I know it's altitude, and of course, you know, where I'm arriving. When I arrive in Myrtle Beach, it looks a lot different than when I arrive in Las Vegas. Obviously. When I was in Myrtle Beach, I felt like a sweat ball and a grease pit all at the same time. And I think I looked like one too. All right, easy lightweight set. Let's move along to some bronzer. All right, not going crazy with contour and all the jazz today. Just gonna use my favorite bronzer powder. This one has quite a bit of pigment, so I don't have to use very much of it. You guys, yesterday I went and got a facial, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to this really cool like makeup class in Las Vegas, and you know, I wanna make sure that I look good and my skin looks nice because I'm gonna be with these really incredibly gorgeous young makeup artists. So I'm like, I wanna go get a facial. So my friend who takes care of my skin did a great job as usual with my facial, but she's like, do you want me to go ahead and dermaplane you while you're here? Which I never do. You guys know I'm going, you know, menopause has given me the beard because I've done the hormone replacement therapy. So I've got all the hair growing here, and I'm not ashamed to say that I will whip out my husband's razor and just shave it sometimes. It is what it is. I think we should normalize shaving for women. I mean, we're expected to shave everything on our body, but not our chin. Give me a break, right? So I was telling her like, oh, I just shave like right here a little bit. I can't sit there and pluck forever. And she's like, I'll just go ahead and dermaplane you. I was like, okay, right? I'm just there. I'm like putty in her hands. And so she dermaplanes me on the side, and ow, like it didn't feel good. I have razor burn. I would have been better off using my husband's Bic that he keeps, like his stupid razor that he keeps over in his little caddy on the sink. That did not feel good, that dermaplaning. And I've had it done once before and it didn't hurt, but I don't know what happened when she did it, but I did not like it. I don't want to do that again. I was like, you ruined my full-on experience. Because usually when I go get a facial, I wind up snoring. I fall asleep. I'll take a facial over a massage any day. Do you guys feel like that? I'm like, don't touch my feet, don't touch my butt, but you know, massage my shoulders and my face, and I'm out like a scout, right? All right, I'm just buffing away some of that bronzer. Let's move along to a quick eyeshadow look. All right, for a simple eyeshadow look, you're gonna almost always catch me simple or intricate makeup look. You're gonna see me using a cream colored eyeshadow. Regardless of brand or formula, I just will always start with like a matte cream eyeshadow just to prep my eyelid. It will typically brighten it up a little bit. It's almost like, you know, putting powder on your foundation. It'll set it in and get it ready for the next products. So I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of the brown, This is kind of like a light cinnamon shade. Just right in the crease a tiny bit, just enough to add some dimension so my hooded lid isn't quite as obvious. That's kind of the point of putting this deeper shade in the crease, is to make the crease look deeper, make it look like you actually have a crease there instead of a hooded lid. Okay, so now I want to use this Charlotte Tilbury Pop of Shimmer. I really like this one. It's called the Pop Shot. It's more like a rose gold shade, but I do really like it for a quick and easy eyeshadow. And just using my ring finger, I'm just gonna plop a little bit right on my bottom lid. And then I'll do a smoky eyeliner with it. But it just adds a little bit of shimmer that's not like over the top. I don't even feel like I have soft glam working. Just, you know, a little extra. And, you know, that's me. A little extra. All right, there we go. I don't know, how would you guys feel if you're on your way to Las Vegas? Like, what would you be wearing on the plane? Almost everybody travels in sweats and yoga pants these days anyway, so I'm there, you know, dressed like my best self. But you know what, I also went to travel school, and I know I wanted to be a travel agent like in the 90s, early 90s, and then, you know, Travelocity, Expedia, all of those websites came and put that to death. But when I went to travel school, our instructor, she was an OG. You guys, she was the original gangster of travel agents. She was incredible. You probably remember travel agents. I mean, they were cool. That's what I wanted to be when I was in high school. Like, of course, I started doing makeup when I was 17, but I also wanted to be a travel agent because they were cool. And everybody knew they got to travel cheap, right? So anyway, I go to school to be a travel agent, and this woman tells me, when you travel, always dress nice. And I've got a black roll-up eyeliner right now. I'm just gonna do a smoky wing with. But she said, always dress nice because you wanna look important. She said, because if there's ever upgrades to be had or anything like that, they'll give them to you because you look professional and important. They'll give them to you before anybody else, which is not the case anymore, because now if you have an American Airlines credit card, you're getting an upgrade before the guy in the suit, right? And I could be in my yoga pants, it doesn't matter. But she taught me that, and so that's what I did, and still what I do. I just like to look put together, not dressed up, but just put together. And it just reminds me of the scene from Pretty Woman, you know, when she looks like her cheap self, you know, whatever, and hair sticking out, and she walks into that fancy dress shop and she wants to buy a dress, and they were looking at her like, oh my God. And she just goes away. And remember, she's like, I got money to spend. And they were like, please leave. So then she comes back the next time after she's dressed up and she looks different. And they were like, oh my God, can I help you? You know, they were ready to lick her boots then because she looked better.
You work on commission, right?
Yes.
Big mistake. Big. Huge. I have to go shopping now.
It's not really the way it is everywhere you go anymore, but there's something to be said for that scene. I mean, there's something to be said for a lot of scenes in that movie, but we won't go there right now. Okay, and now a little bit of black eyeliner on the other side. I'll take my little smudger brush. And I do like to smudge out my eyeliner a lot of times, unless I'm doing like a really great wing. But a lot of times I just like to do a little like smudged out smoky wing, just enough to add that dimension and the definition to my lash line, because I'm also gonna wear a tiny false lash today. Maybe, I mean, we'll see, because I have a great mascara, and if it gets a great buildup, then I don't have to wear a false lash. So sometimes I can get away with no false lash. We will see. Now I've got to have my glasses on for this part, but I'm going to embolden my brows. As you can see, I've got some foundation on them, so they disappeared a little bit, even though I have permanent makeup. So I'm going to use a great brow powder by my friend Sarah B. Beauty. Her name is Sarah, obviously, but Sarah B. Beauty is her brand, and she's a fantastic celebrity makeup artist that has this great brow powder that I love. This is the shade Toffee. I'm going to take the lighter shade and use it on the inner corner. That helps add definition but keep it soft. Then I'll use the darker shade and go for the arch. It's another reason I love these glasses, because I can do my brows right on the top. All right, I'll just strengthen up the arch, bring out the tail, and voila. Okay, this is about my fourth, maybe third or fourth time using this mascara by Sigma Beauty Lash Icon. They sent this to me in a really beautiful influencer box, and I've used it a few times and tried to report back, but I think with mascara, you have to use it like 3 times before you get a true read on it. It's like it's too thin sometimes. So once you use it a couple times, then it's like, oh, it's at this perfect stage. And I really do like this mascara because it's got this silicone wand that is not easy to find, and this one's curved. So I really like how it grips my lashes all the way at the root and then pulls them to the tip. Like I can feel it on my skin of my eyelid, like gripping at those lashes. So I also have to be careful with it. I mean, I'll poke my eye out. All right, let me finish a good layer of this stuff and I'll be right back. Oh, I really did poke my eye out. Well, that was fun. So this is why I do my concealer way later in the game. Oh my God, I said I was gonna poke my eye out and I did. So this is a lot. This is not just a dab. So I'm gonna have to do some work on this, but let me show you something. Let me grab my makeup remover over here. I'm so sad now. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my makeup remover because I've got everything set and looking good under here. For the love of Pete. I'm gonna just take a little bit of this makeup remover. This is the kind that you can shake that removes everything. I really love this makeup remover. It'll take off lip stain, long wear mascara, a lot of stuff. And this just came right off. Praise the Lord. Now go ahead and dry it with the other side of the Kleenex. It doesn't have makeup remover. And I could have used like even a Q-tip at this point. Oh, thank God that came off way, way easier than I thought. And I'll go back to my foundation brush and just re-prep it. Good Lord. I almost lost an eye. I told you that mascara wand was intense. I'm blaming the mascara wand. Okay. Ooh, doggies. Disaster averted. Holy crackers. Pray for me, y'all. Okay, I am going to go back in with my eyeshadow and just add a little bit more depth with a crease brush. And right here, obviously in the crease, I'm just using my windshield wiper method to add a little bit more eyeshadow. I want to deepen it because the hooded lid that I have is real obvious if I don't put anything here. And sometimes I don't care. You know, I'm like, whatever, I'm in a hurry, but I really want to add some extra right here because I think it looks really pretty anyway. And after stabbing my eye out, I felt like I just needed something extra. All right, I'm gonna go in with concealer right now, and I'm gonna use my Sigma Beauty Cream Concealer. This is a little palette. It's a like corrector palette, corrector concealer. You can see it has 2 shades. One's a little bit lighter. And honestly, they both look good. I'm always confused which one to use. So I just use them both, I don't care. But today I'm gonna use the one that looks lighter. Just using my ring finger. And I've already got this area prepped with my caffeine eye serum and eye cream, all the things I've already put under there. Because I knew I was gonna quickly, with my ring finger, just dab this under, which this motion really helps with lymphatic drainage as well. If you're getting a little puffy under the eyes, this patting and tapping motion really does help with that. Now I didn't have to slice up my eyeshadow like I do sometimes when I use a liquid concealer because I didn't really do a deep technical eyeshadow. I just did kind of those sweeps of color and that little bit of shimmer. So, and also, you know, I used eye makeup remover to avoid that disaster. So I don't have a lot of cleanup to do anyway, so I don't really have to sweep with my concealer brush. Just these nice taps can brighten up underneath there. And I can go back and sweep it with a concealer brush if I feel like I want to even it out. But the warmth of my finger against the warmth of my skin on my face warms up that cream concealer product and helps it spread really nice. And it just smooths it out. You know, once you get that product warm, it'll smooth really nice. Now I'm gonna go back in with the concealer brush to show you what I mean. Let me get a nice fluffy one, here we go. To just make sure everything is, there we go, nice and smooth. Now I wanna take my blush brush, as usual, I'm gonna back blend just a little bit, just to make sure everything's blended right here at the cheekbone. I don't think I'm gonna do any highlighter or shimmer or anything like that today on my cheeks or my nose. You know, maybe later when I touch up before I go out. I think I mentioned I'm probably gonna go out with my sister and get something to eat and hang around for a little bit. But right now I'm gonna do a nice light lip liner and lipstick. I'm gonna do a baby pink. I know, huge surprise. You guys know I'm obsessed with baby pink lipstick right now. It's my jam. So I've got my favorite mauve lip liner, but it's actually not very mauve. It's more pink. But especially when I travel, I do like to go with something a little bit lighter because it's way less maintenance. Now put a layer on almost the whole lip. That's how when I get there, I'll still have a really nice lipstick on. Everybody's like, how is your lipstick still on after dinner? Or, you know, how'd you do that? And it's that buildup of lip liner that really helps. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my favorite pink lipstick, and that is Pink the Perfect Fit by Jafra Cosmetics. I've been showing this one for so long, off and on. I can't get enough of it. It just really is the perfect pink for my lips. Most nudes turn orange on me, so I really love this pink one. I'll just blend it in. Probably put a little bit of gloss on top, and then let's head into some lashes. Well, shoot, I said head into some lashes as if I was gonna like not do setting spray. And I'm of course using Make It Last, my Milani setting spray that I love so much. For obvious reasons, we need to make it last. So my husband and I are going to be staying at the same hotel we've stayed at a couple of times once for my sister's birthday. And we took my nephew to this Motown, like kind of a tribute show. And they did all these incredible Motown songs. And my nephew loves Motown music, and he was there like, Uptown Funk gonna funk you up, Uptown Funk gonna funk you up, whatever the words is, whatever the words are. And he was like going crazy, standing on the table. He was like 4 at the time, I think. So cute. He loves that song, Uptown Funk. He loves it. He's obsessed with it. He will stop and dance anywhere when he hears that song. But when the show was over, he was bawling his face off, you guys. He's standing on the table, wow, like crying, this horrendous bawling face, right? So I got a picture of him as he was so upset the show was over, and I shared it on Instagram and tagged that Motown show, their band, and they shared it on their Instagram. They loved it. It was so hilarious to see this little boy who's like 4 years old, maybe 5, bawling his face off because he wanted this show to go on. He did not. He was like, I don't want it to end. hilarious. I was like, I feel you, dog. I feel you. All right, I'm gonna use my Kiss Naked Lashes right now. Take them off of the card. Try not to destroy them. They're so delicate. Little tiny delicate. You know, if anything's delicate, it's gonna get destroyed around me. All right, let me get this trimmed down. I'll take a couple sections off and then we'll get it popped on. All right, trimmed off a little bit. Let my glue get tacky. Now let's slap it on that outer corner right in the black eyeliner, which is gonna help disguise the lash band. Even though this is that really nice clear lash band that I love, it just disguises if you don't get it straight or, you know, if it's not perfect. That one actually went on too easy. I always keep messing with it. I'm like, what's wrong? Why was that so easy? I always expect, you know, battle lash, you know, and then you got to get in the middle of the wrestling ring and give a flying elbow drop, jump on your eyelid, stand on your head trying to get this stupid eyelash to stick. But for some reason that was really easy. Let me collect myself. All right, so it looks like we are all done. That's actually a really great look. I'm gonna go back in with my setting powder real quick. Yeah, I'll use the photo set, and I just wanna go back through the middle just a little bit. Little in the middle, but she got much back. Banana. Little in the middle, but she got much back. Banana. Sorry, guys. It popped in my head, and sometimes I just have to let it out. It can't stay in there. Sometimes it's best to let those things out. So just a little bit of powder. Do not want to get on an airplane with that in my head. And set right in those places that will crease, like those wrinkles on my forehead, because believe it or not, I have not done Botox. I'm not trying to brag. I'm actually just scared of it. So I'm not gonna do it. So those places that crease, like my forehead and my chin, because I get these weird lines right here, I'll go ahead and set in there. Not really under my eyes. This is more of just kind of buffing, but I don't have a bunch of powder on the brush. So hair, travel hair. Quick and easy, looking kind of nice. Let me get some hairspray. Okay, you guys, the visibility of my scalp is starting to drive me crazy. Right through here, I can see my poor little baldness, like when the lights hit me just right in certain areas, and I'm like, oh my Lord. So you guys, if you have any tips for hair growth right here, please comment. I get lots of tips you're always sharing, but I haven't really tried much lately. Like I know certain oils are gonna work, but they smell weird. So my husband's like, no. So like, but please tell me if you have anything that has actually worked for you, that you saw a difference. I'm anxious to hear, so please share in the comments. Help a sister out. I got all the tips and tricks for you, so share some with me, please. I love hearing from you guys anyway. All right, especially when I travel, I do tend to leave it a little messy anyway, because what's the point? I do a little bit of hair flipping, you know, backpack tossing, bringing the roly-poly, all the things. You know, if you were running errands, this is your great busy makeup that's gonna last all day, but you know, maybe you wanted to look really good because you're gonna meet somebody for lunch. So a little bit more than your average like grocery store makeup, maybe also the daytime lunch makeup. So these are some great tips to bring you guys kind of next level with your makeup. Modernize it a little bit, but keep it simple. Like a little bit of shimmer on that bottom lid, popping on a tiny false lash, little smoky wing. All of those things I hope help, and especially that little cream concealer trick I shared with you, warming it up with your ring finger will really help, rather than just smudging it in and then it's gonna crease. Get it nice and warm so it spreads out. All right, you guys, I'm gonna do a teeth check. All right, I've got this super comfy little jacket I'm gonna wear. This thing feels like a marshmallow. It was a gift, and it's the brand YLLW. Really expensive, but you know, good thing it was a gift. But I do feel like I'm wearing a marshmallow. So sometimes I get cold on planes and sometimes I don't. So I always got to bring a little jacket. I hope that you guys loved today's tutorial as much as I love you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and go check out our members only area. You can join for as little as $2.99. And I'll see you next time.